Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about Marvel Rivals since it's a pretty popular game right now and people have been comparing it to Overwatch and how it doesn't really look like it's dying anytime soon. Recently though, it looks like it's been giving a lot of attention to the characters that they drop once a month, and they've been able to make these characters more popular to casuals pretty much, so let's get into it. Marvel and DC both have some iconic characters, but besides getting the movies to capitalize on the popularity that they had at the time, casuals don't really look back on the movies that they had the same way that hardcore fans do. Take the Fantastic Four for example. They only had about 2 movies in the 2000s and 1 reboot in the 2010s. I mean, besides the one movie that came back in the 90s. And to be honest, they ain't look back in the same way as, let's say, the X-Men movies or even the Spider-Man movies. Writing aside, I think that these movies were focused on executive decisions mostly, since at the time comic book movies were booming, especially in the 2000s, and this only got bigger with the MCU becoming a thing. Later on, I guess studios were focused on making these movies have either massive budgets and CGI spectacle for their climaxes. This meant that a lot of the competition that came out was kinda underbaked compared to movies like The Dark Knight or the MCU movies from phase 1 to 3. Whether or not you have nostalgia for these movies, which I mean, believe me, I do for these as well, but that don't mean that they don't have issues. Now, I think that Marvel Rivals helped change this for 2 reasons, with number 1 being that the visuals of the game are a lot different to the games that come out nowadays. When you think of gaming now, you usually think of like hyper-realistic graphics, shadows everywhere, having them look like movies, and while that's okay and all, it takes away from what games were like 20 years ago. There was way more creativity with what came out at the time. Anyone from the PS2 or Xbox generation would tell you that. And I think part of why Marvel Rivals is so appreciated now is that it decided to go for a more stylized look instead of going for more of the hyper-realistic look that studios are trying to push up nowadays. Another reason why is that the game is just fun. The whole reason why this game is being compared to Overwatch is that people think of this being a success in a way, and if it's anything like the first game, it really isn't dying anytime soon. Because of Marvel's Rivals' success, a lot more fans have started reading the comics, which is impressive to me since the MCU hasn't really had that kind of effect on the casuals in like years now. People want to know who these characters are, what their comic runs are from, the best of the stuff that they should read, etc. And I think that's good since this game kind of strives for comic accuracy, which makes it even better since the amount of references and the dialogue in this game that calls back to comic runs from their time for different characters just goes to show you that the developers are kind of fans themselves and they really cared about the kind of effort that they were putting out, and as a result there's just a lot more casuals that want to be fans now. To wrap everything up, I think that Marvel Rivals becoming popular was able to have a knock-on effect on the casuals, which made them want to learn more about these characters and where they came from, which helped boost their popularity in turn. I kinda hope this sets as an example to other AAA studios looking to tackle a Marvel game. Not everything has to fit the status quo. You can make changes that will ultimately make the game better in general, and it'll get you more attention from fans and casuals too. Thank you for watching through the video. Please like and subscribe for future content, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.